Welcome back to KHR Press. I'm Eddie Law. Joining us today is an undefeated flyweight coming in at 6-0 out of the beautiful islands of Hawaii, but now fighting out of my backyard of Scottsdale, Arizona, bringing the Hawaiian punch to anyone and everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Natividad. How you doing, man?
What up, guys? I appreciate it for having me on, dude. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, dude. I know it's nice to be inside right now, right? You been outside
Oh,
today?
yeah, dude. It's getting hotter. I mean, to be honest, it's been pretty nice leading up
Mhm.
to summertime, but we're gonna hit the
Yeah.
hundreds pretty soon.
Oh, dude, I'm right. Hey, I'm down the street from you right now. You know damn well I know exactly what you're talking about, dog. So,
Yep, yep.
all right, man. Off the top, how'd you get from Hawaii to the desert of Arizona?
Right, you asked me. I don't know, bro. I went from paradise to the desert, dude.
Yeah.
So what happened was, I it's all because of college, and I think college is the perfect excuse to get out of Hawaii. Because a lot of times if you don't go to college, a lot of people I know, you get stuck in Hawaii just because it's home. Who likes to leave home?
Right.
So I went to college in Oregon at first. I feel like a lot of Hawaii guys go over there in Oregon. It's very green. It's the coast, but I just wanted something a little bit different, and Arizona's the place I wanted to be just because of ASU. So
Mhm.
I transferred over to ASU, brought my brother with me, and I love it here. Been here 10 years ever since.
10 years, man. So now you're stuck in the desert. You didn't want to get stuck in the island.
The nice thing about it though is
Yeah.
Hawaii. It's even though it's an island, it's always a flight away. So anytime I want to go back, I could just buy a flight, buy a ticket, hang
Yeah.
out with family, friends, and enjoy my time there.
No one's ever complained about going to Hawaii. I tell you that much. That's never
No,
happened. No.
never.
There you go. All right, man. Are you still splitting the time between fight ready and combat sports?
I do. Yeah, I go to both. So, Arizona Combat Sports. That's my first MMA gym. Like I trained back at A6 BJJ over in Hawaii, and
Mhm.
my brother was our only fighter over there. And when I first moved over here, that's when I started training MMA, and it was at Easy Combat. Easy Combat's where I get like my meat and potatoes. So
Mhm.
still go over there, and I still pay my respects to the gym.
I mean, Coach Lally, Todd and Trevor, they both put in a lot of work in that gym. That gym's, and people don't understand, that might be one of the first gyms in Arizona and it has a long history. If you don't look into it, you got to look into the history, but it's a great place to be.
Yeah, that's where Bader, Velasquez. That's
Hmm.
where all of them came from.
Exactly, exactly. So people need to start doing their research because that's a great spot to start. Also, fight ready. You guys got like a crop of just plenty of bodies to train with and everything. What's your experience been like there?
I love it here. It's a good gym, lots of different bodies, and the one thing I like the most here is
Hmm.
just the knowledge from the coaches. There's so much
Hmm.
knowledge here, and there's so much knowledge that's so hard to take everything in. So you have to really be picky and pick the things that you like.
Hmm.
But anything that you want to learn, the coaches probably have some kind of knowledge, within it.
There you go. Do you mix up your corners too, coaches from Fight Ready and Coach Lally on fight night?
You know, Before I did, but the difficulty was they're two different styles of coaching,
Hmm.
right? And like, even though there's different coaches here, and each of the coaches here have different styles, they're able to blend things together.
Hmm.
AZ Combat and Trevor Lally, he's a phenomenal coach. Don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, but his style of coaching is very different from the coaches here at Fight Ready. So at first I was doing that, but I came to an understanding that I do just need to bring coaches from one gym. And since I spend most of my time here at Fight Ready, it just makes sense for me to bring Fight Ready coaches.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, man. 6-0, professional since 2020. When you started this rise, like I'm gonna be a professional fighter, follow my brother and all that. Is this how you thought it would go so far? I mean, 6-0 undefeated. That's pretty nice.
To be honest, no, but not no in a sense that I thought I was going to lose because I, thinking about it right now, one of my best friends back in high school, his name is AJ. He reached out to me a long time ago, and I'm pretty sure he saw the result of my fight. But he texted me one day, and he was like, "Hey, congrats on your last fight." And I was like, "Did you watch it?" And he said, "No." And I was like, "How do you know I won?" And he said, "You just don't lose." And like, just growing up, I mean, I don't want to say I've never lost because I've lost many times,
Hmm.
but um, so going back to your question,
Hmm.
the reason why it's not the way that seen it play, or
Hmm.
it's not playing out the way that I thought it would, is because I made my professional debut in 2020, ending of 2021, I was 4-0, and now it's 2025, and I'm only 6-0. You know,
Mhm.
and I had a long layoff, and it's due to injury, so it's something that was in a sense out of my control, but definitely not what I envisioned. But it doesn't mean that things can't go the way that I want them to.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes things work out the way they do for the best. Like it just might end up being a blessing that you're only 6-0 at this point, and that you got that long layoff, to work through injuries and everything else. I mean, it's not a bad deal at all. Last time out, Devon Jackson here in downtown Phoenix. First of all, the highlight photos you posted, because I looked at your Instagram, the photos were so, dude, I fell over laughing because it's like every fighter thinks they're looking cool throwing across and everything. All your pictures is like this and
Yeah.
throwing elbow. It was
Yeah.
the funniest thing, dude.
Yeah. That guy is a savage.
Yeah.
He's tough, and one thing that I hate about my fight with him is just his record. His record,
Mhm.
it doesn't look good, but when you look at the people he's fought, this guy is tough. He's only lost to prospects, and he has some good names that he beat.
Mhm. Yeah. Now, first round, you had that jab firing and everything, and then you clipped them. You had a real quick right hand, dropped them, and then you came in with, dude, I thought you were going to finish it. You came in just like with his uppercut right hand. He barely ducks it to shoot on you. And then you just jumped on him, went crazy on him. Were you kind of kicking yourself afterwards? You're like, man, I should have just finished him right there.
No, so what I thought about in the back room is if I drop
Mhm.
this guy, I'm gonna let him back up
Okay.
because like I feel like I could get very dangerous on the feet, you know.
Mhm.
And when I dropped him, I just try to swarm him, and I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do.
Mhm.
I swarmed him, and I felt like I was doing things right. But after when he recovered and when we got back on our feet, I had the biggest adrenaline dump. My body was heavy because I thought I
Oh
won
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like I got excited, my body tensed up, and I thought I won the fight. And yeah, my body just felt so heavy throughout the rest of the fight. And right, a lot of people were saying I didn't look, too good in my last fight, and rightfully so. I don't think I looked that good either. Like after that, just because I felt heavy, and it's all learning experience.
Yeah, I think my favorite part though is when you let him back up. Dude, you legit did the bring it. You were just like, come on. I don't know if anyone caught that, but you told him like, hey, bring him, man. It's like, and I'm sitting back watching like, damn, the Hawaiian just jumped out of him right there. Like the
Yeah.
Hawaiian warrior culture, dude. It's you guys do not care. Like bring it anybody, dude. So what's it like to represent that Hawaiian warrior culture?
Just having Hawaii like with me, like having them behind me, and I just feel blessed and I feel stronger and I feel like the mana that they give me, and I also want to dig deeper behind my Filipino roots too. Like, you know, I'm mainly Filipino, and to have like a whole country like in Philippines, like to have them behind me, that's something that I would really want. A
Mhm.
goal that I've been talking about, and a goal that I've had, and everyone always says it, for become UFC champion. But I really want to set the stage for like my people, be the first Filipino UFC champion of the world. I feel like that's something to really work for.
Yeah, a lot of fighters don't kind of not buy in, but they don't push that you have like you said entire countries behind you. The Philippines, we see a lot of these smaller countries right push their pro fighters up and everything, but you have an entire country behind you. A lot of fighters don't go after that. You do. Is it something that maybe in your mind you're just like, man, represent the Philippines, but maybe one day bring an event there, do something for my people there.
Oh, 100%, and like having Philippines and Hawaii behind me,
Mhm.
but UFC Philippines, dude, a lot of people don't know, but Filipinos, they're wild people,
Oh yeah.
and to bring a crowd over there, I'm pretty sure the UFC would have a good time.
Mhm.
I think one thing that we need to do is just have more Filipino fighters in the UFC, and Filipinos, they're
Mhm.
athletic people. So I'm pretty sure more and more Filipinos could get into the UFC. We just gotta, you know, get on that spotlight.
It's a rich combat sports culture the Philippines have. The people don't having, I mean, my professor, Jay Page is jiu-jitsu here in Tempe. He's Filipino and all that, and so it's just you kind of see that through him, and so it's pretty cool. All right, man. Any chance, maybe in this fight, that we get to see the Max Holloway, the point to the ground, stand and bang from you?
Hey, maybe we don't even have to do it. This guy likes to come forward just like Devin Jackson did.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna happen. It was gonna be a firefight,
Mhm.
and you watch Jose Sandoval. He has that Mexican blood, that
Yep.
Mexican boxing style. I'm pretty sure we're gonna meet in the middle, and I'm pretty sure blood is gonna be spread, hands are gonna be thrown. It's gonna be a good fight.
Dude, You brought it up, June 13th, Louisville, Kentucky, co-main event, Jose Sandoval. What did you think when you got the name, and how do you like the matchup?
So I kid you not, my fight that was supposed to happen in March, that
Mhm.
fight ended up getting canceled, and it got canceled far out. It got canceled 4 or 5 weeks out of the fight, and I thought I was gonna find a replacement because 4 to 5 weeks is a long time to find a replacement, but unfortunately we didn't get one. The one person that I was hoping who was gonna take the fight or they're gonna offer me was Jose Sandoval. I
Mhm.
was hoping they're gonna offer me him, and that didn't happen. And it's I I didn't ask for it either, so part of it might have been on me.
Mhm.
I get another fight against Micah Haas, and like I thought that fight was a good matchup, and then that fight ended up falling through. Also, didn't happen. And when they offered me Jose Sandoval, I was like, this is the guy that I wanted to fight months ago. So it turned out perfectly.
And in the co-main event, so you got plenty of eyes on you, man, over on UFC Fight Pass and obviously in the arena. So that's gonna be dope. And when I saw his fight style, because watched a bunch of his fights, boxing style out of Mexico, I was just like, they found the right guy to pair him up, dude. Because and Christian's not gonna back down. He's gonna throw too. It's gonna be fun, dude. I can't wait for it, honestly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. I'm so excited, and he's tough.
Mhm.
Like I'm not underestimating him at all. He's wild on the feet. He's savvy on the ground. He's a well rounded all around fighter. So I'm very excited to fight this guy. And like you
I'm
said, man, like it's things happen for a reason. My first two fights of this year, like I wanted to be as active as possible as I could, and it's already halfway through the year. I've never had a fight yet, and I was telling LFA, I was telling Iridium, I want to be active. I want to get
Mhm.
fight as early as January. Didn't happen, but now I'm the co-main event, and like you said, everything happens for a reason.
Works out, dude. So a win here gets you to 7-0, 7-0 in LFA. A win gets you the dub, gets you a check, gets you a hot mic. When you get that FaceTime with the camera in Louisville, who or what are you gonna call for?
You know what? John Jovi.
Hey.
No, but I'm not looking for a straight shot into the UFC. Like I know that's hard to come around these
Mhm.
days. I just want a job interview. That's all I
Hey.
want. Yeah,
That contender series job interview.
and contender series job interview. Bring my resume. I'll show up in the nicest suit that I could, and show them what I'm about.
Hey, with your fight style, man, if you punch a ticket into that, there's no way. There's no way they don't take you. That's gonna be you're too much fun, dude. Honestly. All right, man. Let's get some quick fire questions. Man, get you back to training, whatever else you got going on. So, outside of fighting, what is the most important thing for you?
Family, family, and friend, and like family that friends fall in that category too, because like the closest people like in my life, like those guys are I consider them family.
Mhm.
Having a tight foundation, good people around me, good people behind me. What could go wrong, having those people with me?
There you go. So, this is always the hardest question for everyone. Who is your biggest supporter so far in this journey of MMA?
This is an easy question. My
Is it?
brother.
All right.
My
All
brother.
right.
Like we go way obviously we go way back. I've known him all my life.
Mhm.
But there's one thing about having a brother that is also your training partner, that's also your coach, like it and it also like your best friend, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean those are the best training partners to have. People that are pretty much blood. I mean, he already his blood, but even if they weren't, they're like brothers to you. So that's a great thing to have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Favorite combat sports athlete of all time.
What's first? Oh, you know, this is not because I'm from Hawaii, but I probably have to say Max Holloway. Like
Mhm.
just I don't know Max Holloway personally. My brother knows who he is, but I don't know Max Holloway personally. But he just seems like a great guy. I've seen videos of him when he was young, and he's always had that leadership, mentality, mindset, being authentic, and just being a hard worker. And I have a lot of respect for that guy. You
Hmm.
know, outside of him being one of the best fighters in the world, him as a person, huge respect to him just for who he is.
There you go. All right. Favorite activity outside of training and fighting.
Easy eating. I eat
Hey.
all day. I eat like a heavyweight. I shit like a heavyweight. I weigh in as a flyweight though.
That weight cut's got to be fun for you.
Yeah. It sucks, but
Yeah.
after almost like Patty, like I,
Yeah.
I I pig out after my fights.
Oh, you get fat boy happy after?
I do, but I try to stay as healthy as I can. I don't get as bad as Patty, but I do enjoy my food.
Hey, we got plenty of good food in Arizona. What's your go-to spot in Arizona?
You know, I got a picky fiance. She's from the Midwest. All she likes
Mhm.
is plain cheeseburgers and chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
What's a good spot that we should go to? You let me know.
Oh man, I know all the local. So I'm in the East Valley, right over in Ahwatukee. So man, there's a spot right here called the Tukey's. It's a local little pub and bar and everything, but it's got baller like cheeseburgers and stuff and great beer too and everything. So if you ever come around the 40th and Chandler, man, hit that up for sure.
What is it called?
Tukey's,
Two Keys. Okay,
yeah.
we'll check it out after this fight for sure.
Hit me up. I'll go with you.
Okay,
But,
yeah, I'll shoot you a text.
I know, 100%, dude. All right,
Yeah.
and then all right, finally on June 13th in the co-main event LFA 210, what can fans expect from Christian?
Just expect fireworks. I know 4th of July is in July, but it's gonna come by about a month, 3 weeks early. Like this guy, he's tough. I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't go to the judges. Hopefully, either I knock him out or he finishes me. But we'll see.
Hey, kill or
It'll
be
be a
killed,
fun
folks.
fight.
Yeah. Kill or be killed is how we go. All
Yeah.
right. Do not miss it, folks. June 13th at LFA 210 from Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky against Jose Sandoval in the co-main event. Tickets available at Ticketmaster, still streaming on UFC Fight Pass. Christian Natividad delivering the Hawaiian Punch. Appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.